All right, we are live. Zargon, your audio's I saw you listen with I didn't hear anything. Your audio good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just talking to my wife. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
I
all.
got you. I got you. Okay. Hey, no problem. No problem. All right, y'all. It's your boy Professor X. Got brother Zargon 7 and brother Quentin, aka Black Z Fighter. What's going on, y'all?
Not much. It's
All right.
Sunday.
Yep. Yeah, it's Sunday, Easter Sunday. Of course, Easter's is a pagan holiday, which is based on a false, basically a false slave religion. But I'm not gonna get into that right now. All right, we got a fan in the chat. What's up, Stellar Steven? How you doing?
Don't get canceled.
I know, I know. Cancel culture, I know. Don't get canceled. We're live, Stellar.
Hello, Stella.
All
Oh
right. All
yeah,
right. The first
comment
subject we're going to talk
section.
about is the Warner Brother merger with the Discovery Channel. This has to do with the AEW wrestling. One of the first articles I have up here is let's see. Hold on. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, right here it says AEW will now officially be under Warner
Oh yeah.
Media and Discovery following a merger between the two entertainment companies. Discovery announced on Friday that its stockholders have approved its merger with AT&T's Warner Media to create Warner Brothers Discovery, a premier global entertainment company, marking the completion of one of the few remaining closing conditions for the merger. The new merger will bring together Warner Media's entertainment, sports, and news assets with the Discovery's leading nonfiction and international entertainment and sports businesses. Discovery CEO Davis Zaslav, I guess that's pronounced right, will lead the combined company. The two entities will take until April to wrap up the complex deal. The reportedly 43 billion combination, god damn, will create
Let
a
me hold
massive
something.
player in the media and entertainment landscape. The boards of directors of both AT&T and T and Discovery have approved the transaction, as have regulators. The merger was announced in May. The new company name, logo, and initial word mark, the stuff that dreams are made of, in June. And there's a few reactions. Matt Hardy has provided an insight into the potential impact the merger between Discovery and Warner may have on the Jacksonville-based promotion. It says they are extremely happy with AEW right now. I don't know of anyone that has been concerned about it. I haven't seen any kind of worry or concern. I mean, it's just business as usual. And despite being only 3 years old, All Elite Wrestling and its flagship Dynamite show continues to be immensely popular. Hardy explained that it remains business as usual. It says for the foreseeable future, I continue to see it as business as usual, especially because the Dynamite show is doing great. It's in the top five every single week. It's a live program which people love and they're really behind it. You have to always remember too that it's only 3 years old, which is quite a statement that it's already in the top 3 to 5 every single week. Now, what I've heard, basically also, they're starting to say that it's they want less blood, basically, because of the viewership of the sponsors, less blood. And I'm also hearing eventually, they got to cut out a profanity. So he says no more profanity, especially since they're allowed to say beat the sh out of somebody. The only word I haven't heard used is the f word. But like I said, but hey, it's it's corporate. So I want to get y'all's thoughts. So Zargon, Black Z, who wants to go first? Zargon, your audio again. Okay, I hear it now.
I guess I'll go first. The
Sure.
first thing I want to ask is AEW a publicly traded company? I hear stockholders. That's why I asked, because that could be the reason why they have a change in direction. And little by little they're going to chop away at certain things, things that made AEW great, as to where certain fans will see it in that light. But once they get involved with the corporation, all that stuff you loved about a company, it's going to suddenly change, and they're just going to be a clone copy of something else. you know they're going to be WWE 2.0. So it looks like AEW is going to give away their originality for money, basically. That's the only thing I can come up with, to be honest.
All right, Black Z, what are your thoughts?
I basically want to know when it comes to like their archives, streaming. Are they going to be able to stream their pay-per-views and stuff like that?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, they should be able to stream their pay-per-views. I mean, it's pay-per-view. I mean, no matter how big these companies are they're going to want to make revenue, their main income. So they're going to want to stream the pay-per-views. Now, when they stream the pay-per-views, if the content is violent, blood and profanity,
That's what I was about to say.
right, yeah, that's when they might have a problem. Just depends. And I've already heard a woman's name somebody mentioned in one of my Facebook chats about she's not going to be Tony Khan's best friends. I don't know. I forget who the name they mentioned, but it's somebody that's like I said. It looks good on paper as I read it, and $43 billion. That's more. That's the biggest deal. That's bigger than any deal that WWE has done. WWE had to pay $1 billion to Fox. This is $43 billion. So this is a whole lot. This is almost like a lottery Mega Millions money. So
Got
for
that
43
Arab
billion,
money. Let me borrow something.
go ahead. Yeah, it is.
It had to be Warner Media.
Yeah, Warner. Yeah, because see, Warner, it's TNT Warner. That's Ted Turner. Basically, a Ted Turner territory, just like I think it's probably the same Warner. It's probably under new management now that handled WCW at the time. Before WCW was killed. But as far as like I said, now this for 43 billion, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna want a whole lot of say in the creative direction of AEW in the future, which is not going to bode well for fans in the coming months.
You're gonna hear a lot of changes be made. Go ahead, a lot of changes.
There's gonna be too many damn changes.
That's gonna be so frustrating.
Yep.
And the fans are gonna be the first one to notice. The fans are gonna be like, okay, this isn't what I originally used to watch. Like, why are all these changes? They're gonna start complaining online. They're gonna start seeing YouTubers making videos about it, and then it's gonna be bad.
Hey, well, I'm like,
yeah. Let me say this. And fans are quick to say you sold out. They quick to say that. And you know what? I'm about to get real like offensive over here.
Go ahead.
What is the most hilarious thing when I see white people tell other people that they sold out, which is hilarious to me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but it's hilarious when I see white people say you sold out, and I'm like, okay, it's kind of weird.
No, but especially since this is white America, which I'll say right now.
But it's still weird to hear them say that. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm black and I'm so used to hearing black people saying you sold out. Like, to me, it's normal when like we do it. It's weird, but I'm so used to hearing it. But when I hear it from other races, it's odd to me. And I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, let me not get canceled right now.
You gotta worry. No, you don't gotta worry about being canceled on my channel because I cancel myself. And I'm gonna say this right now, like I said, especially white corporate America. Remember how this country was built. By the blood in the backs of us. So, enough said there. Once again, that's another topic to get into in a different channel at a different time.
Exactly, Scott. You hear that all the time. You sold out chant the most.
Yeah.
Like if a wrestler goes from one promotion to like WWE or something bigger, they tend to say you sold out. Didn't Scott Hall have a story about that too?
I don't know, but I don't see how Scott Hall could say about talk about being sold out because Scott Hall is a side himself.
I think he was talking about when he went from WWE/F to WCW.
He sold out. Like I said, it's business. He went for the money, just like Kevin Nash did, and eventually X-Pac did too. So all of them was sold out. You know what I mean? Because they went where the money was. So it didn't like they can deny it. Like I said,
I say equal opportunity. I don't say he's sold out. I say equal opportunity. I mean, it's either you're gonna put your happiness or you're gonna go for the money. There's no in between.
See, because even Big Sexy said it himself. You can make friends or you can make money. You got friends, yeah. Now let's make money. So, like I said, they was all down with Hogan at the time. Like I said, because see, the NWO made them a lot of money, and on the Bischoff. Because see, Bischoff had Ted Turner's checkbook. He could basically write a check and boom, it's done. Weekends off, all this money on Ted Turner's approval. So that's what it was. I'm gonna send some shout outs to the chat. Aunt Wilder, what's up? Welcome. My homeboy Scotty Scott Shermalos, how you doing? Gino Morgan TV, what's up? But No, but AEW, wish you luck, Tony Khan, especially you. I wish you luck in dealing with these people. And like I said, you got. I think you're going to have a lot harder times ahead of you because, like I said, 43 billion. That's a whole lot of corporate sacrifice right there.
And you know Tony Khan can't stay off social media, so he gonna make it worse. He gonna make it worse. Oh man, you know
Yeah,
that man
his
can't
social
shut up.
media, some of his social media, yeah, that's a little questionable. So he better
Yo,
be careful.
Tony Khan is the Magic Johnson of can't keep your mouth shut. That's what he
Yeah,
is. Oh
that's
man.
funny. Yeah, well, if Tony Khan's got a big mouth. His bus gonna write a $43 billion check his ass can't cash, and so
I
once again,
really wish he
go
would
ahead.
just stay humble like you originally was, bruh. It's not that
Right.
hard.
He trying to
You try
to show up.
fringe.
No, well, yeah, I mean he's rich himself. He's gonna show off eventually or show his ass. That's just how rich people are. You know, they'll stay humble, I guess, for the image
Nah,
for a certain amount of time. He
that
won't stay
ain't rich
humble
money.
very long.
That's wealth right there.
Yeah, he got
That ain't even
wealth,
rich. That's
rich
wealth.
wealth. Yeah,
That's generational type shit that he got going on. So
of course, yeah, because his family's rich. You know what I mean? So it's inherited, like I said, because he's the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I just hope, like I said, it's going to be interesting the next couple of 2 or 3 years for AEW. If they're still around in 5 years, then they didn't end up like WCW. But if they end up, going under again, hey, then we'll say, okay, history did repeat itself. WCW, we had WCW 2.0. So, and you know what? I got an epiphany. Maybe Cody Rhodes saw this coming behind the scenes too. Maybe that's also why he left. I mean, he may not say it, but maybe he saw this coming too. See,
if he
maybe
was to say anything, he'd probably say it after the
yeah.
company goes under. He started seeing the beginning and the end. He'll say it after it's
I'm just
gone.
thinking, see, AEW just like WWE was private, but now you're allowing all this corporation to mix in, that mix their hands in it. That's not bad. See, the thing is, had these people, these corporate companies, they don't like wrestling because in WCW before it was killed, the people that were hired backstage didn't even like wrestling. They were Hollywood people. You know what I mean? These writers, half of them didn't know a damn thing about wrestling and didn't like wrestling. So
To be honest,
yeah,
when it comes to corporation, they don't like anything. It's not even just wrestling. They don't like anything. I mean, even look at the video game industry. Like like nowadays you have a bunch of games that aren't even finished, but the corporations don't give a fuck that they get to the point that they're still going to release a game that is broken. And then when people buy it and the game is broken and you see so many glitches and stuff like that, and you have like the designers, I don't know why I can't remember what they are. Like the developers, you will have developers saying this game was not finished. We needed more time to finish the game, but we had a time frame that we had to push the game out. So the game is incomplete, and we had to push it out because our corporate sponsors wanted us to do it. So corporation doesn't care about anything. It's just all about money. And even if they mess up their reputation or anything like that, they just don't care. They just want the money. So that's all it
yeah.
is.
My boy Steven right here says the Satanum Sins debut was a direct result of the merger and India market. Like, yeah, that's that dude, that basketball player dude. Remember they came in and jumped Samoa Joe after he won his match along with Jay Lethal. Yeah, see, and the thing is, okay, so right there, there's a result right there. So see that's the first effect of the corporate merger. So, and we'll see more to come. I'm guessing in the coming, like I said, the coming months and coming weeks. So
if they can't do any more, TV 14 stuff, he still got Ring of Honor. He could probably still get away with stuff, on there, YouTube, depending on how far you go.
yeah. Now what I would do is, even though he's on YouTube, I would try to make another side deal on a different network other than TNT or TBS for Ring of Honor. That way you can curse and do what you want there, and just no more corporate mergers.
The only thing is, what time are you going to play it though?
That's true. Yeah.
Because when you have that, you have certain time frames. Because I know our ROH beforehand used to come on, really, really late at night, so they could do whatever that they wanted. So that's another thing. And then you got to get with a network, I guess, that's somewhat visible, so your audience could see it. So that's a tough situation to be in, to be honest.
I got you. All right. Now let's talk about another elephant in the room for a brief second. Sonny, Tamara Lynch, for years and years, had chance after chance after chance, got in trouble with the law and got off with either slap on the wrist, and recently served a 1 year jail sentence. For her stalking her ex-boyfriend and everything. She got out, had one of the parents, and said she was in a good place. And I think had a new boyfriend, but then got arrested again for threatening him with a weapon. But
Yeah, I
recently,
knew what a
last
good
month,
place that was.
yeah, recently last month, March 25th, while she was driving with a suspended license, a permanently suspended license, I guess driving at a high speed could have been maybe 50, 60, or maybe 80 miles an hour. Now you're thinking you're drunk, okay? It's at night. Even in your drunken state, you still have vision, even though it's blurred. You could see a stoplight. Those stoplights are bright, and especially if they're red. Her mind should have been coherent enough to think, maybe I should stop. And plus, at that intersection, there was two cars in front of her. Okay, she hit both those cars, but the one in front of her directly that she hit, a 75-year-old man died on impact. Now, he was pronounced dead at the hospital at the treatment center on impact. She she went to she had injuries too, but she was released, especially but not after the cops took a sample of her blood, and then the people in front of the vehicle she hit were injured, but they also survived. But that 75-year-old man was a grandfather. He had a brother. He was a teacher. He had grandkids. You know, to me, for Sonny is a lost cause now. You know,
She's been a lost cause.
yeah, no, but she deserves first degree manslaughter, life in prison, no
Shit,
doubt.
first degree murder, not even manslaughter. Well, I get what you're saying with manslaughter, but still,
Yeah,
it should be murder. But that
I
girl,
understand.
that woman is sad. She's pathetic.
Yeah. Hey, so B, your thoughts if you have any.
Shit, what more is there to say, man? She need to put thrown at her. Simple as
Yeah,
that.
no more
Anybody,
chances. Yeah, go ahead.
anybody ever notice that whenever drunk drivers are driving and they hit somebody, you ever notice how they walk away fine, but everybody else is in the collateral damage of their destruction? Like that shit makes no sense. Like it's weird. Like how can you sit there? You're the reason the crash happened. So you would think because you hit something, you would feel the most impact, from the crash. But it's everybody else that's around you that gets affected and get hurt. Also, let me go on a little minute rant right here.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, so to the YouTubers that made the video in regards to Sunny, can you motherfuckers please, and I really mean please, stop using the fucking image of Tammy Stitch when she was younger. She does not look like that no more. That
I
shit
swear.
irritates me. It burns my soul. She is not good looking anymore. That woman done hit the fucking wall a long time ago. When you put a picture of her as your thumbnail, your wallpaper, whatever, put how she fucking currently looks, okay? Because everybody that keeps seeing that picture of her when she was younger, they're giving her a pass saying, oh yeah, but Sunny was hot back in the day, so I'm gonna give her a pass. Nah, fuck that. What she did was ignorant. She's been a multiple time offender, and people are tired of her shit, okay? Like,
Mhm.
why we keep giving her a pass and a break because she used to look good back in the day? Who gives a fuck if she looked good back then? She don't look like that now. She looks nowhere near the way she used to.
No,
So stop
yeah,
letting that be a factor as to your
and you can,
decision
yeah,
making.
and her mugshot's out there. So that's what I use.
Exactly. Use the mugshot.
I use one of the mugshots. I mean, that's how she looks now. You
You
know,
use the mugshot. Use the mugshot. Use how she currently looks. Don't try to use some older picture back then. That's that imagery shit that people do that irritates me. So my minute rant is over. I don't know if that was a minute or not, but I had to get that off my chest because I've been holding that in for a while.
hey, that's good, brother. Get it off your chest. No, but you're right. The thing is, when she was in her 20s, who cares? That was then. Yeah,
Exactly.
she was the most downloaded woman. Who cares? She was the first diva. Who cares? That was then. We're talking about now, what she's done now,
Talking
and
about
even back
now.
then.
What
Yeah,
have you done for me lately?
yeah, no, but
I
even
mean, we
back then,
so-called live in this era of that.
yeah,
People always saying, yeah, that was great that you did that then, but what have you done lately? Everybody loves saying that shit, but when it comes to stuff like this, people get, they get all in a fandom and they forget about everything. I mean, and I'm about to go there. This is just as bad as people saying Chris Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, come on, that's just terrible. Stop it. Stop being a dick.
that's true.
Thank you.
All right. Now the thing is, yeah, we're talking about it now. The thing is, everybody gets old, and I'm thinking, even though Sunny was out, I'm thinking the reason why she drinks is because the same reason why every wrestler, when they get old and there's no spotlight, they can't handle it because they can't handle normal life. They can't get a job, or and look at this. Days before Scott Hall died, for 2 years he was living by himself during the pandemic with no social interaction. So he was drinking, and like I said, when he fell and broke his hip, he was in that house alone for they said 2 days before they found him because X-Pac called Dallas Page and sent him over there to check on him. That's when he found him on the floor. He was on the floor for 2 days straight before he was found. But the thing, but the point is, they can't handle life without the fame, without the fans. No one chanting their name, no one asking for autographs, no one, praising them and bowing down, this, that, and the other thing. They can't handle that. I think that's what happened. That's what happened to Sunny. That's why she's drinking all the time, because all she has now is OnlyFans. And even and when this story came out, she lost almost all her OnlyFans things. She only had 10 subscribers now on her OnlyFans. I think her Twitter's locked up too. I went to her Twitter, and Twitter it doesn't have shit on it almost. I tweeted something asking her a question. How do you feel about that she did this? She's still on Twitter, and actually one YouTuber I know tweeted something. She sent out a cold-blooded tweet right before that accident of the night about saying, "Oh, my autograph's gonna be worth this much after," and then she went drinking. So she was probably somewhere drinking even then, and it was intoxicated. So there's a deep-seated, I guess, a deep-seated issue of self-worthiness when it comes to this fame. See, they live through this fame for this fame. It's like, that's who they are, and that's not who they are. Those characters they play on TV, that's not who they are. And educated fans like us know that. So they need to use the money they make, invest in some education, something to fall back on, education or a business, and something to fall back on, where they'll have something to fulfill them when they're not on the screen and the camera. People say out of sight, out of mind. That's fine. If you're out of sight, out of mind, okay. I'm a normal person now. I'm gonna go live a life and have a business. So, but I'm still alive. I can still live to an old age and live a normal life. I don't need the fame and the fans constantly, and people, fawning over me constantly because I'm famous. And like I said, if you don't have that anymore and you can't cope with that, that's something wrong. So, see, I just think every wrestler should have some kind of therapy session or some kind of therapy. Now, for Sunny, she should have had, if anybody cared about it, she should have had what I would like to call spiritual intervention. Somebody should have taken her to a nun convent, a women's nun convent, some kind of women's shelter, like a nun convent, something spiritual, where she could pray, no talking after 8 o'clock, vow of silence, celibacy, et cetera, et cetera. She needed spiritual intervention, and no one was there to give her that. But then again, like I said, you can't help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. I mean, that's just my opinion. But it's too late now. Like I said, first degree murder, guilty, life in prison, no more chances. Like I said, and if she happens, if by some sick miracle she actually walks away from this, or if she only gets maybe 10 years in prison or 20 years, it's still not enough. It's still not good enough. That means she has another chance to get out. So she deserves the maximum penalty to the fullest extent of the law. And that means I'm saying life in prison. That's what she deserves, because now you finally killed somebody. And she deserves her Hall of Fame ring taken off her and taken out of the Hall of Fame. Because think about this. I said it in my video, my solo video. You have a racist, which is Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. And you know why I think that, because of what he said on the video. You have a pedophile, and that's Pat Patterson from basically the infamous Cream Team, as they called them back then. And now you have a murderer in there, which is Sunny, because she's killed somebody under the influence of alcohol in her car. And at a stoplight, a public stoplight. Come on, Sonny, a stoplight. I'm pretty sure you learned in DMV that when you're driving, red means stop.
Hold on. The infamous.
Go ahead, Black Z.
You said the infamous what?
No, Pat Patterson. This is what I was told by years ago. Pat Patterson and a group of guys that they used to molest wrestlers and even children sometimes, and they were called the Cream Team. That's what I was told. They were called the Cream Team.
Jesus
Jog on your audio again.
Oh.
Yeah, I know it's yeah, but that's what it's called. Hey, Zog, I see you laughing, but your audio.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I couldn't hold that shit in. I had to mute my mic for that.
Okay, I'm just saying, no, but that's what they were called. It was a bunch of them, like that Black Ring announcer there.
The Cream Team. I'm done.
Yeah. He was part of that.
Bro, how you say that shit with a straight face? Yo,
No, that's what
even
it's called. That's what
if
they
I
call
was
it.
reading that shit, I would have bursted out laughing. I'm not even gonna
They would
lie.
call
I
the
would have
they would call
bursted
it
out. I couldn't
they
have
would,
said that with a straight face.
I know it. They would
I,
call it the cream team. Yeah, I've been doing
I
that
know.
for
I'm
years
so
now.
immature. I know. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm
Yeah,
so
that's okay. Yeah.
immature.
That's okay. No, but I'm saying that's what it was called. It was. I mean, it was sick. But I'm saying, see, that's what the Hall of Fame is. You got a racist, a pedophile, and now a murderer. Boy,
Okay, but do you think
go ahead.
it's because people don't look at the WWE Hall of Fame as something legit? You think that's why they aren't like removed? Because if it was like a baseball or a football Hall of Fame, it would be more exclusive. Because like Hall of Fame football players or basketball or even baseball and etc. Like their autographs is worth so much money. But when it comes to like the WWE, Hall of Fame, I don't know if their stock goes up based on their autograph because they're in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if that's something that exists. It would be nice if a Hall of Famer could, answer that. But I don't know. And WWE is not going to remove them. And you know what the funniest thing about all of this is? The craziest thing about all this is the fact that they're not going to remove Sunny. They're not going to remove her from it. I'm just going to say it ahead of time before, all the stories and stuff like that go out there. It's funny how they let Sunny do all of this shit that she's doing. They keep her in the Hall of Fame, but there was an issue for so long with China. Get it in because they were afraid of some porno. I mean, come on, let's just be for real. This shit is ridiculous.
Yeah. What about that?
It's selective. It's selective outrage.
Right. There's a porno out there called Sunny Side Up, and Sunny was in it. Wearing
and kids
her
can look it up. Like
so
that makes no sense.
Why is Sunny allowed to be in the Hall of Fame when she?
I don't like the fact that they wait to put him in the Hall of Fame. Because Vader, he specifically said he wanted to go in the Hall of Fame while he was still alive.
I heard about that. Somebody mentioned that in a Facebook group, but I didn't know what to think of it because I wasn't sure if it was real or not.
It was real. He wanted to go in there before he died. In the whole campaign, the whole last 2-3 years, he was alive.
But you notice it like the people that WWE tends to have a grudge with, they put him in the Hall of Fame after they die. And it's not just Vader. I mean, look at Macho Man, Randy Savage. They put him in after he passed. Shit, they barely put Warrior in before he passed, and it was like when he got in, like the next day or week he was gone. It was like, what the fuck? It was weird. Like I don't know what to call that.
I gotta disagree with you, Sherman. Scott. No, she doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Not now. I just said that she killed somebody.
But I'm saying she's in the Hall of Fame right now, but I'm saying they're gonna keep her in there based on her wrestling career or whatever, or her manager career or whatever it is. But I'm saying, like, is she gonna receive any type of punishment as far as that goes based on the actions that she keeps doing and displaying?
They're just not gonna talk about her. That's it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So virtually, she's kind of blacklisted from the business because you notice, no one mentions her or talks about her, and I'm pretty sure her peers probably wouldn't speak to her now, especially knowing what she did now. So,
what to say, but yeah, half her peers are gone.
Yeah, no, but hey, going back to your point about China, Zargon, we all know why China's not in the Hall of Fame by herself.
Of course, we know it's a grudge.
A grudge from one person, Stephanie McMahon. The biggest corporate stank bitch I've ever seen in WWE. I mean, she more stank than any diva that Vince McMahon has slept with. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, for real. I'm saying, look, okay, looks wise, she's attractive. She couldn't find any other man outside wrestling to get with or date, but she deliberately goes after China's boyfriend behind her back. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the story that they tell. I mean,
of course, I know. See,
even on I think Triple H's DVD, I don't think they mentioned that.
No, they're not going to mention that. I mean, when China was live, she talked about it on the Howard Stern on different media outlets, and even on her own channel, she talked about it to Vince Russo. And
okay,
I agree with her on that because think about this.
I think I made a video on that too.
Yeah, because look, after they got together, China's contract was up. China got released. So there you go, right there. So see, it was obvious. So basically, they gave themselves away. It was obvious. That's what was going. That's what was happening. So I mean, it was perfect timing. And for years to come later, and even China wanted to, talk to him and let bygones be bygones and do business again. But they rejected her because she showed up at the WWE headquarters in Connecticut at the time. But and even now that even now that she's gone, even before the Peacock deal, they were showing her content, featuring her content at one point. So see, they can still make money off her even after she's dead. But
yeah, but it's sad that her mom has to go on her Twitter and beg for her to get into the goddamn WWE Hall of Fame. That's just ridiculous.
I wouldn't even do that. Oh, and did either one of y'all watch that special on Vice TV on her, that documentary they had? I watched that, Joan. Yeah, see, that was actually good. That's probably the best thing, a tribute to her, because look at this. Even her own that manager she had, her own manager didn't give a shit about her. Because look at this. Because she was filming. Remember, she was filming a documentary, the reconstruction of China, and he had the filmmakers walk in. They didn't show her body though, but she was already dead. So yeah, I had to cut it off right there. But like I said, the people she had around her, just like Sonny, no one gives a shit about her. They just all they give a shit is some kind of rub of fame they can get off her. No, didn't give two shits about her well-being or her mental state. And she too, also just like Sonny, she too needed spiritual intervention. That's what she should have had. So they should take her off all appearances. I know you're trying to make money, but take her off all appearances with the money you have. Use it for a serious rehabbing and self-discovery process, and find yourself, and then find something that you like to do, and invest what wealth you have. Invest in that. And like I said, you didn't know you'd be okay. And so this is what Scott Hall should have done. This is what everybody should. This is what all the people should do. Find something they like within themselves and do it. And if you, like I said, if you got wealth like they made, you would have to have a GoFundMe account asking fans for donations for money. And you shouldn't have that anyway, because especially when a lot of them treated the fans like shit. That's just me. That's just opinion. But go ahead.
So the 80s and the early 90s and those early the early days in the industry was trying to them pain pills and all that alcohol,
drugs, steroids, everything,
This is sad.
And you know what the crazy thing is? And I'm about to get on another rant.
Go ahead.
Even though he's my all-time favorite WWE superstar of all time, but I gotta talk my shit. All right.
Yeah.
It's funny how they talk about, like wrestlers in the past. They talk about how they was on drugs, how they were on this, how they were on that, drinking, et cetera, et cetera. But guys like Undertaker, and I am a fan of his, but I gotta call his bullshit out. It's funny how guys like him can get on current stars of today because they like playing video games. I don't get that. Like, how can you sit there and bash someone for playing video games when you and other people, your peers, was doing a whole bunch of, stuff that's probably not even documented, like doing a whole bunch of terrible things, doing drugs, drinking, having all types of orgies and shit like that, probably, because I mean, they've had stories where they mentioned it. I mean, doing all types of things, but you saying that's what a real man is supposed to do? Like, who? Like, how the hell you gonna say that's what a real man does? Like, that just makes no sense to me. And you're getting mad at people playing video games because you feel or you think that is childish. I don't understand that. I don't even understand how people even look at video games as something that's being childish. Like, it's like people can't even have a hobby no more without somebody complaining or saying you're too old to be doing this or you're too big to be doing that. Like, if my hobby or activity that I want to do is not hurting, anybody or doing something bad, why is it an issue? I don't understand it. Like, even oh my god, I got his face in my head. I can't remember his name. He's on the show with Disco Inferno. Jesus Christ.
Conan.
Yeah, it's Conan. I don't know why.
Conan. Yeah.
I be listening to him. Like, he be complaining about shit, and I'm like, bro, I understand your generation did certain things a different way, and that generation is ingrained in you. But don't knock the next generation or generations ahead of you. I mean, even I myself get caught up in it sometimes, and even I got to look back and say, okay, this is things that my generation did. I can't shit on the next generation because that's the stuff that they like. Like, for example, the music of today. Even though I think the music of today is complete trash, that's something that they like to do. That's something that they vibe to. they jam with, they do whatever with. That's not me. So who am I to say that, I'm better than you because my music or whatever was better than your generation? Even though I don't want to associate myself with that, I just got to let the kids do what they do, because every generation is always going to be a new type of vibe or a new type of slang or a new type of whatever. Like, just let the generations do what they do. As long as they not hurting nobody, hurting themselves, let them do what they do, man. That's all I gotta say.
I got you. Yeah, I remember Taker's words saying that, but like I said, Taker has a different mentality from the past. But you're right,
That's
though.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
right.
You
Yeah,
got a
here's the
different
thing. See,
mentality. They have a different way of
Taker is on that
thinking.
video
And
game too, and I'm pretty sure Taker gets royalties from his likeness being on that video game. So I don't. Yeah, I heard where he's saying this generation of wrestlers is too soft. The thing is, maybe he's right, but also the guys from his generation have them in wheelchairs and they walk with canes.
Or
So
dead.
yes,
because it's so
but
because of it being so tough, see, so their bodies are
but you
broken down.
don't you don't want you don't want, like, okay, because I have to personalize this so people could sort of understand it. Okay, so
Okay.
guys like Taker and even myself has said, this generation is soft, right? We say how it's soft, and I had to look at it differently. So would we want our kids to grow up in a type of society that we grew up in? Like,
Bingo.
where you had to fight, you had to do all types of stuff just to survive? Or would
Or
you want your kids to have a better life and not experience the things that you experienced? I respect Undertaker too. That's why I say he's my all-time favorite superstar, but I still got to call him out on his bullshit. That's still bullshit.
And that's true. Yeah, it's like I said, see, that's his opinion, and that's where he comes from. Times always times always and will change. So that's
Of
something
course.
he might not understand. And look,
Undertaker
as far,
retired 10
go
years.
ahead. B.
I'm sorry. Undertaker should have really retired like 10 years ago.
True.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, he should have, but he's still a household name, and Vince McMahon getting money off that. So I mean,
He was good.
that's
Oh, speaking of that, both of y'all watched the Hall of Fame, didn't you? Right.
Yeah.
See, the way they present the Hall of Fame like that, that's why they try to make it look as legit. But I mean, I don't take it as legit. And like I said, his speech, he knows he was the last one. He had the best speech of the whole night, and the stories
of
he
course
told
he's
about
gonna be the
how that.
last one. It's the fucking Undertaker. I would
Yeah.
showcase him the last one too. Like, if it's like certain superstars, you have to put on last. So if you're gonna induct a guy like the Undertaker, you got to put him on last. If you're gonna induct the Stone Cold, you got to put him on last. If you're gonna induct the Rock, you got to put him on last. Like, those type of guys, you have to put last. You cannot put them first or whatever. I mean, even Brock Lesnar, I would put him last. Like, I think he's up there right now to be like that last guy in, to say a speech or something.
I really think they should have more than one woman per class. Like, I don't like that. Just having
And
this
here's
one
the thing.
class, I don't like that.
I got you. Yeah. Now here's one thing. Speaking of the women, I didn't like it that Charmel was inducted. Charmel didn't do shit in the business. She was a ballet, but I get it why she was allowed, because she's Booker T's wife. Booker T, he the good houseboy of WWE. He's the only one. Even though he's retired, he knows he hadn't been released yet. So I call him.
Don't get canceled.
I know. I'm gonna say I call him. I don't call him just the houseboy. I call him the house nigga. I'll say it too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You about to get me in trouble.
He's definitely that's massive.
I like
right now.
I like Charmel though. I love Charmel.
Not me.
And she still look good too. I don't care what nobody says. She still look good
She don't deserve
too.
to be in the Hall of Fame, just like the Bella Skanks don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. I mean,
but I think the reason why the Bella twins are in the Hall of Fame is because they sold a lot of merch and they did a lot of things, and a lot of girls looked up to them. And then Nikki was winning like all types of divas and women's championships. So I think that's why. I think Brie was a women's champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. Or a divas champion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe she was. I don't think everything is always about the wrestling ability that puts them in the Hall of Fame. I just think that sometimes, their appeal gets them into the Hall of Fame. And who I'm going to use as a prime example is Tori Wilson. a lot of people don't look at Tori Wilson as a wrestler, but Tori Wilson is hot and still is hot. But she put a lot of asses in seats because based on her looks, and then she had the appeal to be on Playboy and things like that. So because of her appeal and because she put asses in seats, I think that's why she was into the Hall of Fame. So I think partially of what you're saying in regards to Sharmell, her being in the Hall of Fame, is partially because of Booker T. But I think her run, being Queen Sharmell with King Booker, I'm sorry, as much as people hated King Booker, I loved when she came out and she said what she said. You want to talk about getting people mad? You want to talk about mad? Like every time they heard that music, it's like, oh my God, what are they like? You don't get fans to get like that, which I wish, somebody like her can exist today, in today's wrestling. Like we need people that generate that type of heat to where fans just don't like them. It's one of the reasons I wish they would do more with Jinder Mahal, but that's a whole nother story.
That's true, yeah. Because see, Jinder Mahal was actually a champion for a while, but then all of a sudden,
exactly,
he lost the belt, and he's been relegated to mid card ever since. The modern day Maharaja, he's been relegated to mid card ever since, even below.
But they got a heat magnet in him. They got a heat magnet in Baron Corbin, but they're not utilizing them, and that's the part that irritates me. They don't even have to try, which is crazy. They could just be themselves and just get heat, and people are not capitalizing on it. I'm just like, why? You have a market that you have different markets that you can appeal to, and just get this guy, these guys over, and just make fans just completely hate them, but they won't do it. So I mean,
here's the thing. You mentioned Tori Wilson putting asses in seats. Well, I think the reason why that happened, I think, of course, when she got there, she put her ass in Vince's seat. But that's another story too. See, so and you got to remember something. Tori was basically a Sable twin. So because remember that Playboy spread. So
I mean, even look at you could compare it to Sable. I'm not a fan of Sable. I'm gonna hold my thoughts because I'm not a fan of Sable. But you're right. You're right. When she did her Playboy thing, she did it. Basically, she did kind of the same thing. It's just that Sable, one had the audience, on her side, because fans used to go crazy for her. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm gonna give her credit. Not a fan of hers, but still, I still think Jacqueline is hotter. But we're not gonna go there. But
I agree with that.
Sable did put asses in seats.
Jacqueline could actually wrestle too.
Sable put asses in seats. As much shit as we talk about her, she put asses in seats. People wanted to see her. People went crazy. She couldn't wrestle worth the shit, but she was women's champion. I don't know how many. I think it was like 2 or 3 times. She was a women's champion. So I mean, that's how she got into the Hall of Fame.
And the thing is, the Bellas can't wrestle with shit. You say about their appeal. That's all I have with appeal because they had no damn wrestling ability.
They can't.
Especially the only reason they got to push is one of them was fucking John Cena, of course. The other one was on Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's an influence of it. That's an influence of it. And then you got to remember the Bellas are. I think they're Hispanic, right?
They might be, but they look white.
Or are they white? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what nationality the Bellas are.
All the paint and makeup they put on made them look white. And trust me, when you watch my Total Divas, the way they talk, they damn sure sound white. I swear. That dialogue was annoying. They be like talking like, "Oh my God," and all this kind of. I'm like, "Oh my God, come on."
Hey, Valley girls, bro.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say they probably raised in a certain or lived in a certain area where they pick up on that type of stuff. But I'm saying their appeal to little girls, is the reason why they're in the Hall of Fame. I mean, if this superstar keeps going the route that she's going to be in the Hall of Fame too, and that's Bianca Belair. Like if she goes in the route where she's a good wrestler, she's an actual good wrestler, at least in my opinion, she is. Yeah, she looks good. She's winning championships, and she's putting asses in seats and influencing a whole different generation. Even the same thing for Sasha Banks, and Lord knows I'm not a fan of Sasha Banks at all.
Me neither.
But I will give her credit. I'll give the ladies credit. They doing their job.
That's true. As far as Sasha
Banks half Hispanic? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I wasn't sure.
There's such a lot of people who need to be in the Hall of Fame. Man, Jazz need to be in the Hall of Fame. Victoria needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Bull McConnell needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Beth Well, Bertha
Yes,
Bay.
these were good wrestlers. These were good women wrestlers. But instead, you're putting your fashion models in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
But
problem.
wasn't Jazz a part of that whole concussion thing? So I think that's the only reason she's not in. Is that concussion thing that they had?
Yeah, and plus they honored her at that NWA event too. The NWA pay-per-view thing. I saw it when she was
Yeah,
talking.
plus she said Stone Cold was racist, so I think that's kind of against her too.
No, well, that's a fact right there. So, well, of course, see, when a strong black woman stands up and tells and says that a major star is racist, of course you're not gonna be in the Hall of Fame. And
Yeah,
as I said,
Victoria and Jazz are long overdue. I agree with that, Steven.
yeah,
I definitely agree
see,
with that.
as far as Jazz goes, power to the people. And all I'm gonna say, all I'm gonna say is about the Texas redneck, like I said, Cracker 316 says Austin is a Texas redneck white piece of shit. Period.
We're getting canceled.
I don't care. I'm gonna say it. This is my channel. We all say. I encourage you guys to say what you want. And look, we're broadcasting Facebook and Twitter too. So see, all of them go see it. So see.
Oh, talk about that. Ooh, some of these fanatics go crazy when you talk about their favorite wrestlers or favorite person.
Well, I don't call them fanatics. I just call them. I call them other crackers because
no smoke.
Go ahead. Go ahead, B. What'd you say? I didn't catch it.
I said, well, no smoke.
Well, they will get the smoke, all right. Like I said, I'm definitely going to throw some smoke at them. But anyway, all right. Next topic we can talk about. Let's talk about Cody Rhodes. We can talk about that. We all saw his debut coming back at WrestleMania. So I can talk about that. And then the following Monday Night on Raw. Now I got an article here right here. WWE appears to be serious about pushing Cody Rhodes as a top star.
They have to.
Yeah.
They have to. Cody Rhodes is long overdue. I like Cody Rhodes, so it's long overdue.
Because look, here's something else. It says it's reported that this week that Rhodes is currently slotted as the number 2 babyface on the Raw brand, second to Bobby Lashley. AJ Styles is listed as the number 3 babyface. However, the list changes all the time. And
I would put him as top.
Yeah, and Rhodes is currently getting more television time. This past Monday, he was given 2 segments on the show. Rhodes kicked off the show in a segment with The Miz before going back out later for his match. It is believed that Rhodes is among the top paid people in the company, and he has stated that he signed a very complex contract. So far, WWE has agreed to allow Rhodes to keep his music and overall presentation from his days in AEW. He has also been allowed to use banned words during his promos. The use of the word wrestler and belt during a segment on Miz TV was not an accident. It says, as Rhodes stated during his Raw after WrestleMania promo, his goal is to win the WWE Championship. That would mean that he would need to wrestle Roman Reigns. At this point, Reigns is scheduled for matches with Drew McIntyre, and that feud is expected to run at least for the next couple of months. If Rhodes is the next person in line after McIntyre, then it would seem likely that Rhodes versus Reigns would happen at SummerSlam on July 30th in Nashville. And also, here's a problem now. There's also been talk of Brandy Rhodes getting an on-air role, so fans may see them paired as an on-screen couple again. Well, to me, that's a red flag. Yeah, that's a red flag because
don't do that.
Yeah, if the AEW fans boo them over there, they're gonna boo them over here because Brandy Rhodes just doesn't have it. I mean, Brandy Rhodes isn't as appealing as far as a character as Cody is. I don't know why. And I'm not gonna say it's race. I'm just saying it's just Brandy Rhodes. I think it's
not race. It's not race.
Brandy Rhodes' overall presence and her aura, the way she comes off, even when she talks on the microphone, she can't cut a promo worth shit. I'm sorry. Now, she used to wrestle the first time she was there years ago. The first time before they were married, she wrestled. She wasn't bad as a wrestler, but as far as her character, it's not appealing to the fans, and it's not resonating with the fans. So see, there's nothing in Brandy Rhodes that I personally or fans personally can't get emotionally invested in.
Put her as a commentary or a backstage interviewer or something like that. Put her there, but don't pair her with Cody. That's going to kill all momentum for Cody. It really is. Cody is somebody you just signed. You want to put him as a top star. He should be a top star. I agree he is, even though people call him Mid Carter for life. But I think he should have been a top star a long time ago. So don't pair him. Also, Goten, so for me personally, Bobby Lashley as a face just does not do it for me. I'm sorry. He just doesn't do it for me. Who is he facing? Omos? Why? Why?
Yeah, and he beat him. Yeah, I
Why?
guess
Why?
I guess it's now to me. I have to disagree with you there. I like Bobby Lashley's face, and it's a good storyline they have with him and MVP because MVP turned on him, and now I guess with
Bro,
Omos,
that broke my heart.
yeah,
That
no,
broke my heart. That hurt.
with
That hurt. I ain't even gonna
look
lie. That hurt.
with Omos, he can start a version of the Hurt Business if he wanted to. I don't know, but I'm just saying,
They're not
you
gonna
know,
do that.
it, at least that's something that's a storyline I'm interested in. A
I'm
Black Z.
interested, but I just don't like the fact that he's facing Omos. I mean, why? Why? That's all I gotta say, man. I can't.
Maybe they want to showcase black on black violence. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's what it is, you know. But anyway,
That's understandable. I mean,
hey, Black Z, what are your thoughts on
Oh,
Cody Rhodes?
I said this on Twitter. Wait and see.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can wait and see, but don't pair him. Do not pair him with Brandy. That is going to kill. And what was her name? Eden something? Brandy, her character name. Wasn't it Eden something or whatever?
I forget now. I forgot what the character
It's been so long, so
yeah, I know it's been too long. Yeah, so I forgot her character because, like I said, her first run years ago was insignificant. I mean, I saw her, but it wasn't like she was getting a push. And I think, like I said, this is before her and Cody got together and got married. I don't think they were dating back then. They started dating, I think, after both of them left. You know, they probably weren't friends, but they started dating and they fell in love. So, you know, like I said, they have a child now. But like I said, I'm thinking if you put Brandy Rhodes on the air with him now, that's going to kill it. That's going to kill his momentum because the same fans who watch, those same fans that watch Raw, the same fans that watch Raw or go to Raw Live, they're watching AEW. So like I said, they didn't like her over there. They're not going to like her over here.
I mean, you could put her by herself and put her as a heel. It could probably work, but pairing her with Cody, it's suicide.
That would be actually a good surprise because no one would suspect that. Make her a heel and actually have her be a heel and turn on him. That would even be more interesting. Because see, then you could draw some fans. So see, no one would expect that. So see, then since they hate her, it'd be easier to hate her now because she's a heel and she might be a good heel. You know what I mean? So I mean, who knows? But as far as he goes, yeah, I think what happened. Oh no, go ahead.
If I'm Eden/Brandy, you know who I'm going to talk to? The first person I'm going to talk to, you might not like this, Malik, but if I'm her, the first person I want to talk to is Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think she can have that appeal of a Stephanie McMahon, a chick that can't, like a higher up that can't wrestle, but her mouth can get her like so much heat. Like people just can't. Like when Stephanie talks, like you just want to strangle her. Like you want to punch her. You want to fight her. I think if she can get some mentorship from Stephanie McMahon, I think it could help Eden/Brandy in the long run. I think it could help her. I mean, look at Vicky Guerrero. Look at Vicky Guerrero. Could not wrestle for shit.
Excuse me.
Exactly.
Just saying that annoyed the fans. Now you mentioned so much heat from Stephanie McMahon's mouth. Now, you got that right. As far as generations, her mouth has so much heat. Her mouth has so much heat. It's probably got more heat than a volcano. With how many wrestlers over the years that have probably been in that mouth. Specifically starting with Macho Man first, which is why Macho Man never went to Hall of Fame. Because we all know Macho Man hit that, even though she wouldn't confess. But I'm pretty sure Macho Man, he had his fun, and I'm pretty sure Stephanie McMahon has a mouth that'll put Hoover out of business. God. That being said, I'm just saying,
yeah, we getting canceled.
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon is straight up stank. Don't let that suit in the wholesome homemaker rich mom.
But I'm saying that's the part that makes people hate her more because she's a part of that corporate effinist. Let me say effinist because you say that word you get banned too nowadays. She's that corporate effinist in a major industry, so that alone gets her heat, and then she talks, and that gives her more heat. So I think if I'm Brandy, I would talk to her and see like what words, what phrases she could say, how she should, like body language she should show when she's talking, to get fans like really, really upset. True, just make them want to beat you. I mean, even Vince McMahon. Look at Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon can't wrestle. He the owner of the company, but Vince McMahon could talk his ass off and get fans to either love him or hate him. So I mean, good
Well,
for you. Got to be good for something.
yeah.
But
Well, Vince,
I
Vince
would
got
I
the ring.
wouldn't pair her.
That's true. Yeah.
I wouldn't pair her with Cody.
Yeah, Vince got in the ring at WrestleMania though, for an impromptu. This is before Stone Cold came out and did his thing, and like I said, we all saw the Stone Cold Vince McMahon feud in the style.
Bruh, that stunner was so terrible. That was like the worst one he did.
And he can't. Yeah, he doesn't move as well as he used to. That's just
But I mean, did he like the way it looked? Like, did he really low blow him? Because the way he did it, like he really like actually low blowed him because Vince sold that shit terribly.
Yeah, well, that's Vince. Yeah. To me, Vince couldn't sell me Stephanie McMahon's panties. I mean, that's just me, Especially since we know where they've been. Anyway.
Oh my God. We're canceled.
Yeah. Anyway.
So wait and see with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, wait and see. Yeah, let's wait and see. And let's hope we don't see Brandy Rhodes anytime soon.
And they got to capitalize on his music. They cannot do what they did, and I can't believe I'm saying this. They can't do what they did with Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura because they fans do go crazy, but their music was part of their mystique and a part of their aura.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got that, you got to capitalize on it. So from the entrance music to the ring to all of that, so you gotta make that count.
That's true.
I mean, think about the Ultimate Warrior without his music. I mean, that's just weird thinking about it.
And you couldn't change it because it would change his whole demeanor or his whole being in existence. You know what I mean? The music has to fit. The music has to fit the character.
And we see how when people change music, it killed their character and it killed them. Prime example, Keith Lee.
Oh yeah.
Need I say anymore?
At least Keith Lee right now is being resurrected a little bit in AEW, especially that last match he had, the little fight match he had, the tag match against Powerhouse Hobbs. That was pretty good. So at least he's being resurrected. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Now, as far as Cody's music and everything in his presentation, I think what it is when he left 6 years ago, when he spent 6 years starting a company, Cody proved his worth to be more than what it was when he was Stardust. So at least right now, Stardust is a distant memory. Like I said, but the next two years.
Yeah, but the Stardust should have been short term. That shouldn't have been that thing shouldn't have went on as long as it did. I thought it went on just way too long. Like it just got ridiculous at a certain point.
Yeah, that's true. No, well, the thing is, back then, Cody wasn't valued as a star. He was valued as a mid-carder at best. And like I said, when you put him in Stardust, basically he was number 2 to Goldust. And we all know how Goldust was treated and looked at for all those years. But they let it drag on for years as long as Dustin was under contract. So,
what you think he going into the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I don't know about Dustin. I don't think Dustin cares about the Hall of Fame really. It just depends. Some people don't. Or some wrestlers are smart enough not to care about the Hall of Fame because they figure it's not worth anything really. To go in there. It wasn't like he made Goldust was a funny character, or he was a character. But I don't think I wouldn't want to go in the Hall of Fame under that character. That's just me. With that moniker. As far as Cody proved, I think his value over those years as far as business-wise and what he could do. That's why now him coming back, they're giving him all this, they're giving him a lot of creative freedom. He's keeping his AEW presentation, which I'm very shocked at because I think Vince hates AEW, but yeah, go ahead.
I mean, they did, even though it was a one-time thing, they did let Mickie James come out with a hardcore country song.
Of course, yeah, because they
let her come out with the belt too.
They made it because they made a contract to deal with Impact. That's why I say it has to be a handshake or a contract to Impact. See, that's why they allowed Mickie James to do that. But see, that was one time. Mickie James, I don't think is going to come back for long term because see, Mickie James herself wasn't even a mid card star at best. But she was there a while.
That's true. That's true. So, she was like the face of that division for a minute. So I see what you're saying.
Oh, y'all remember the dude? He's called LA Knight in WWE now, but he was remember the one that goes, "Dummy, yeah."
LA Knight, who the fuck is that?
You remember in Impact Wrestling, the guy that would go, he goes, "Let me hear you say, yeah, let me talk to you." Him, you remember him?
No, it's not ringing a bell.
Oh, okay, confused. Okay, never mind. Okay, now, well, he debuted in a dark match on SmackDown as LA Knight. He was in NXT. I forgot his name too. He was called somebody. I remember the face. Oh, yeah, here it is. Steven said it. Remember him? Eli Drake.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
him.
What?
Yeah,
LA Knight,
yeah, he's in WWE as LA Knight now. He was in NXT.
bro.
Eli Drake.
Yeah, Eli
Character
Drake.
assassination right there. 101. I didn't even know who the fuck that was. I'm like, who the fuck is LA? Then he said Eli Drake. I'm like, oh, I know who that is.
Yeah,
What?
now you know who that is. Yeah, him. Yeah, he's now a
Wow.
manager in WWE now. He's a manager now. So, and to me now, he was very entertaining.
Wait, so who is he? Who is he managing? Because Eli Drake is entertaining as hell. I will give him that.
Let's see. Hold on. Trying to find. Yeah,
LA Knight. Why would
LA
they
Knight,
give him a terrible name like that?
Oh, here it is.
Ew.
Yeah. LA Knight managed former Retribution member Mace. Prior to the match, Knight cut a promo on behalf of his client, and he stated that he was creating a stable called Knight Model Management. As seen in the photo below, Knight was dressed in a suit, and Mace's look was also updated. This is Mace's first match since the 11/21 episode of SmackDown
What?
last year, yeah, where he wrestled in the Black Friday Battle Royal. WWE has not done much with Mace since Retribution broke up over a year ago. And also,
They didn't do nothing with Retribution.
Retribution was basically a joke, a laughing stock, basically, anyway. So, but yeah, see, LA Knight, like I said, see, a lot of stars when they come from TNA or wherever, they don't see wrestlers. And the thing is, he could wrestle, and like I said, he wrestled and he could talk. He was very interesting. I said the whole dummy. Look at this on my old phone. I actually had the dummy app. I had the dummy app on my phone, and I would use it. It was fun to use. It was funny. So you push the button, and he would say "dummy," yeah, and I would say "yeah," and then I had the other one button said "let me talk to you."
I don't know why I can't remember that phrase. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's because I ain't hear it in some time. That's probably what it is. But wait, so you saying Knight got the role that Adam Cole was supposed to be a manager? Because I did hear about Adam Cole was going to be a manager to Keith Lee, which
so now. So basically now, so it's LA Knight now managing Mace from Retribution, and I don't see Mace going nowhere. I want to say shout out to my boy in the chat here.
So basically,
GSW Classic, what's going on?
So basically, it's Bobby Lashley and why am I terrible with names tonight? See, this is why I shouldn't be up all night and then sleep all day because I'm forgetting names. What the fuck is his name?
Who?
He used to come out Lashley. Oh my god.
Leo Rush. That's Leo Rush. Yeah, Leo Rush.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm being terrible tonight. So basically, that's what it is all over again.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of like I'm getting everybody's faces, but their names is just not coming across for whatever reason. So basically, that's what that pairing is, because that's what it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
And I love Leo Rush, by the way, but I'm sorry, Leo. I'm sorry, guys. My brain is not.
That's okay. No, but Leo Rush was actually in AEW for a while, but his contract. His
I heard about that.
Yeah, he's good too. He's good too. I like to see him for somewhere. All right. Oh, what do you guys think of? Guess who's coming in as FCR manager in AEW? Bret, the Hitman Hart. He's finally coming in.
They like him, right? So it shouldn't be too bad.
Because, like I said, they just turned face, and because they fired Tully Blanchard, so he's coming in as a manager. It'd be good to see him on television again. Bret Hart. I mean, that's just me.
I didn't know. Didn't they have a match with oh my god, what's the tag team? The Briscoes. I can't remember the Briscoes, but I couldn't remember Leo Rush. Jesus Christ!
I saw him on AEW in a tag. I think it's the Young Bucks, and they won.
Fire match.
Yeah.
Okay,
I saw that shit. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, I think it's because they had a match. That's probably why I remember them more. That's what it is. Okay.
All right. Oh, here's something a little funny too. We can talk about our friend. Well, not our friend, but Liv Morgan. Apparently, some idiot was talking with a fake account of Liv Morgan, and he thought he was helping her. He basically lost his home. So.
What?
Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, it says WWE star, Raw star Liv Morgan took to Twitter today to remind fans that there are fake accounts that scam people by pretending to be wrestlers on social media. The latest example of this, as told by Morgan, is from a man who sold his home and lost everything because he thought he was helping her. I'm like, holy shit. So look, you must be a very lonely soul to help somebody out that you don't know, and you think you're helping out and selling your home and lost your home.
Who's
And
gonna
and,
fucking
and
eat every week?
He
oh B,
sold his
repeat that.
home
Yeah,
for
he did.
what?
Yeah, yeah. Black Z, I didn't hear what you said. I'll repeat that.
I said, who's on TV every week?
Hey, yeah. What you talking about? Was Liv Morgan on TV every week? You talking about?
I'm about Liv Morgan. She's on TV every week. Why would she need your help with finances?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, she's making money. I mean, she's still a mid carder, but she's basically playing that. She's basically has that underdog role right now. Like I said, she hasn't really been much since the Riot Squad split up.
So they really lost their stuff over a fake
Yeah,
account. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. They lost their home. Yeah, lost his home. He lost his home. He sold his home, got money, I guess, and sent it to a fake. Sent it to whoever this person was by his fake account, and this person got the money. So hey,
You've got to be a mega dumbass to do that.
really? Like Jim Carrey's Ace Ventura, really? You
Yeah,
stupid.
you definitely get a ba da ba 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 meg dumbass. You definitely get that. You definitely get that.
Oh
What?
yeah, yes. Yeah,
Somebody,
Steven said it best right here. Bots and con artists, the internet predators. Oh yeah, yeah. And speaking of internet predators, I've had some watching my channel. So
I mean, losing money to a bot and a con artist, that's one thing, because I get that part, but to lose your home and everything else, what?
yeah, I mean, hey, people, think a minute. Those accounts are really, even if they speak back to you, 9 times out of 10, it's not them. It's somebody
It's not.
that, like I said, even on Facebook, people can pretend to be wrestlers, make an account, put their pictures up, and people will think it's them. This is anybody. I've seen fake Sables, Victoria, all kinds of stuff, even indie wrestlers, because very few of them are on Facebook, and the ones who are,
I usually have fun with those accounts. I remember one time, I don't know, I'm about to get my link started, but I remember back then I had a fake Nia Jax, I had a fake Stone Cold, and I had a fake Tamina come on my Twitter talking about hello fan. I'm like, what? Yo, this shit is funny. Yeah, they be saying some crazy stuff, and I be playing along too. I'm like, I'm such a big fan. I'm an asshole. Like I don't help it. I indulge in the fuckery at times, but yeah, because I'm like especially Twitter, because they usually have the check marks next to their name, and you look at the followers and you look at the recent tweets, because most times they'll have like a picture of somebody and the name will be very, very similar, but you got to look for the check mark, and then you got to look at how many times they're tweeting. Like you got to look at all of that. You can't just see a picture of somebody and then just jump for joy. That's crazy. To lose your home over that, you got to be hurting.
yeah, Black Z. What are your thoughts on this?
That's embarrassing. If I'm that guy, I would not want my face shown. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Oh yeah, I go into seclusion too. Black Z, go ahead.
more power. Yeah, hopefully, he learned his lesson. That's all you can say. It's just sad.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh yeah, Stella said, here he is. Yeah, the
But that's
fake
different
Alex
though.
DMing me. Wow. Okay.
But that's different though. You having a wrestler getting their Twitter hacked. That's one thing.
Mhm.
Getting the actual page hacked and seeing and getting faked out by a fake page. I would rather, even though both are bad, I would rather get faked out from the person's actual account because they got hacked than to get faked out by a fake page with no followers and nothing, or no tweets or nothing. I mean, both are bad, but I mean, that's just embarrassing. I would not want my face shown. I'm sorry.
Fair enough. Oh, very well said. Okay, let's just oh, I don't know if y'all have seen it, but WWE has big plans for Rhea Ripley. As you know, she's been tagging with Liv Morgan. And if you saw one of the last tag matches on SmackDown where she got mad and walked away, no, the hint is they're gonna have her join Edge and Damian Priest, that stable. She'll go turn heel and join that stable. Which might be pretty good because that's what it said. The goal is that Edge is going to start the stable is this heel stable, so faction.
I'm gonna
So
wait. I'm gonna wait and see. Okay,
okay,
because the problem is I love Edge. Okay,
yeah,
big fan of Edge, even through all his bullshit. But
yeah.
I don't see the appeal in Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley. Those are two people I don't see the appeal. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give that stable a chance because maybe they could change my mind. Because there have been times where stables and people have changed my mind. So I just don't get the appeal of them.
This might be a good name for them right here, Edge Lords. I mean, that's a start. I mean, I don't know if they run with that, but that's
I
not.
mean,
It
they
makes
can do
sense.
whatever as long as it's something booked
Black.
good. What happened?
What'd you say?
I say, AKA the House of Black.
Oh my god,
That's true. That's right. Right. You know what? The way that Damian is dressed now with the suits and everything, and like the funny blackish blue light they have him under with the looks. Yeah, it's definitely a copy of Malachi Black's House of Black. So
good.
so yeah.
But
So
hopefully they change. Hopefully they change my mind because I don't see nor get the appeal of both of them. I don't get it.
okay. Yeah. Well,
They had Rhea Ripley come up on the main roster. Well, what was that? 2019. I blame
Even
that.
when she was on NXT, I still didn't get the appeal of it. I was like, this is
What?
weird.
well, she
I
had the
did.
look, she was big, had a look, she was like rough, she basically like, almost like another Page in a way. She was like anti-diva image. Now, personally to me, when I see her coming out there with the costume, she wears dresses. I was thinking she's dressing for a fetish party. I mean, that's just me because
She might be. I mean, it's
I tell you,
2022. She might.
yeah. And the thing is, I can only imagine what she's into as far as behind closed doors. And her boyfriend is Damian Priest, so I'm pretty sure he's been lucky man. So
Really? Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, they're dating. So basically you have on a couple of dating in the same heel faction. I mean, that's what I heard.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
They could be dating now. They could have broken up. Who knows? Like I said, most people who are dating, they keep it hush hush. So they try to keep it hush hush, and keep it out of the media. So
Well, if
But-
she does, hopefully she'll just stay a singles wrestler because I don't get putting her in tag teams. I don't get that.
Yeah, because I definitely want her to win the SmackDown title because after she wins the SmackDown title, she'll be the only woman in that company that legitimately won every single title there.
True, yeah.
Really?
But the company might feel that she's not drawing enough as a singles competitor. That's why they're going to try putting her in stable, is to maybe try to get her a bigger push as a stable. Because see, like I said, she'll be under Edge as stable. She'll be on TV with Edge.
Bro, I'm picking Edge's brain if I'm both of them. I'm picking Edge's brain. Like,
well, the thing is, she could get the rub off Edge. I mean, that's just for me. You know what I mean? Both Damian and Rhea can get the rub off Edge, and Edge maybe can help him get a better push. Who knows? And the thing is, Rhea Ripley is a good wrestler. She's one of the few who I can, watch and is entertaining in a sense. You don't hear her call a promo a whole lot, and when she does talk, it's kind of so. But she can entertain in the ring. To me, she's one of the few.
I know. I hear a lot of people say both of them are entertaining and they both have charisma, but I just don't see it, or I'm not seeing it.
Yeah,
I just don't get it because I'm like, this is the appeal that everybody was talking to. And sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes, I might not see it right away. I might end up being one of those late bloomers that see the appeal, very late or, whenever. So, I mean, anything could happen.
Oh, that's true.
It's like I don't see the appeal of Braun Breaker.
I don't either, but I'm going to chill on that. Because I actually like Scott and Rick Steiner. I'm a fan of their tag team, but I just don't get it with the Sun. Maybe it's the name. I don't know what it is, but I don't get the appeal either. So, I mean, some people were just not going to see it right away.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, here's something else we could talk about just for briefly. WWE talent is reportedly worried about mass releases incoming. It says there's a lot of talent in WWE worried that the company is preparing for another round of mass releases. It's reported that a lot of people are worried about today, including much of the talent, but at least one higher up said that they did not know of any releases set to happen today. Over the last couple of years, there have been releases on April 15th, and the company typically likes to cut costs shortly after WrestleMania. There's nothing coming out from the company that indicates that releases are coming, but with so many names being signed to developmental deals and so many names not being used every week, one has to assume that budget cuts are coming sooner than later. And I'll say this, there's one person who disappeared, like I said, both Alexa Piss, and Nikki ASH superhero when not at WrestleMania. Now, Nikki recently appeared on one of the our Truth segments. With it's gonna happen tomorrow night on Raw. The double wedding bullshit. Dana Brooke is gonna marry what's his face Reggie, and
Really?
Tamina is marrying Tozawa. So, and our truth
All right,
showed
Tozawa
showed his
move.
our truth showed his certification as an ordained, or ordained, I guess minister or marriage thing, So,
Our true facility.
and I'm saying, like I said, see, this is why I don't like WWE for this kind of shit. All those wrestlers that are involved in that shit are actually good wrestlers. They can wrestle because they have talents, but you're putting them in comic relief segments, which doesn't make it no damn sense. Because everybody knows, like I said, in real life, Dana Brooke has a boyfriend, a UFC boyfriend. Tamina, I think, is already married and has children. So why are you putting them in segments with a Japanese wrestler who's actually pretty good, but you don't have nothing else for him? But and this is also surrounded the 24/7 thing, because Dana Brooke's still the 24/7 champion. So I personally don't get this. I mean, I'll chuck right at my feet. I'll say, okay, it's like I said, Nikki Cross, who used to be what's his face Insanity, and she's actually a good wrestler. The idea of putting the minute she put on that blue and gold with the mask on, I stopped seeing Nikki, and I'm started seeing maybe Mickey Mouse, or like one of the Mouseketeers, or the Super Friends. One of the Twin Powers
Oh
activate.
my God,
I
no.
mean, I can see her being one of the releases, because if she's reduced now to being a part of that comic relief mix, I don't see much for Nikki Ash in the future. And she's a good wrestler. She can wrestle. She's been good. Like I said, with Sanity, she was cool with Sanity. But this
I
shit,
was about to say, because WWE's roster is depleted as it is with all the releases they did beforehand. So I'm like, what the hell can you release now? Shoot.
I'm pretty sure. And I thought at one time Alexa Bliss was going to be cut, which I wouldn't miss her. But I found out she just got married, because there's a footage of the
Yeah, I
Miz.
heard about that.
There's a wedding footage of the Miz and Nia walking down the aisle thing, being all goofy and shit. And also,
Yeah, because I follow
yeah.
Nia/Lena on
Also, they also
Instagram.
got rock stars to perform at the wedding. But I understand now there's big plans for Alexa Bliss when she comes back, or she'll be Alexa Piss when she comes back. I don't know what kind of plan, but what I heard now, her plans are she's going to be a baby face. So the whole
But see,
Bray
that's
Wyatt
what I'm
spin-off thing is gone.
saying.
Yeah,
Alexa Bliss falls under the Bobby Lashley effect, and I'm gonna say it. As a face, she does nothing for me. Bobby Lashley as a face does nothing for me. Those two are heels. They're heels. We need, because when they're heels, they're more dominant. They're more of a dominant figure. Okay, that's just what I think. And if they're gonna bring Alexa Bliss back as a face, okay, can you please do me the decency of not putting her in that dumbass Bray Wyatt gimmick thing? Can we completely kill that and kill that ugly ass doll, please?
Yeah, that was actually killed in therapy. So hey,
okay, because we need to remember that never existed. That needs to be in one of those things that never existed, because
put it in storage. Yeah, put it in storage.
I don't know what that is.
But the thing is, even as a face, how the fans going to respond to her? I mean, and who's she going to work with? Who's she going to feud with? See, that you got to consider going forward.
They'll fuck around and put her on NXT. Don't be surprised. They'll do it. I can see WWE doing it.
Work for her, because Mandy Rose went back there, and she's doing pretty good now. She got rid of the blonde hair, so she's not paired with Dana Brooke. So, like I said, the Mighty Blondes, that's dead. That was good. But I think Alexa Bliss is basically too big of a star now to put on the NXT, so they're going to try to present her on the main roster. They may put her on SmackDown. I mean, who knows? But I'm concerned. I'm not concerned for her. And plus, like I say, Alexa Bliss has put in her time with the right officials, if you know what I mean.
Oh my God, here we go.
So that's why I think she's safe. See, Nikki Ash can actually wrestle, and she works hard. I'm more concerned for her than I'm for Alexa Bliss.
And plus, Alexa Bliss has been champion before, so well, shit. Then again, I mean, Braun Strowman had the WWE champion, and they got rid of his ass. So I don't know. They could, but I don't know. I don't get the hype for Alexa Bliss either. I mean, and people think she's gorgeous. I don't see how. I'm trying to see how. Scott, I don't get it. Mandy Rose looks good. Mandy Rose is way hotter than Alexa Bliss. I don't like to do comparisons, but I'm gonna compare that. But Alexa Bliss, I don't see the appeal. Because when she goes off without makeup, I'm sorry, no, no. No, I'm not just talking about you put your makeup on and you get all dolled up. Anybody could look good with makeup. We see many videos on YouTube, Facebook, social media where chicks are looking busted and they put on makeup and they walking around looking like a bad bee. So, but Alexa Bliss naturally, no, she's not freaking hot or gorgeous, in my opinion. She's not.
All right, I'll welcome Taffy to the show. What's up, man? Thanks for coming through. Okay, all right. Like I said, well, okay, we've been on an hour now. Anything else y'all want to talk about, or y'all want to wrap this up?
It's funny how they got Dana allegedly marrying Reggie. Was it Reggie in the friend zone for a while? Just
Yeah,
gonna put that out
for a long
there.
time. Yeah, I mean,
Man was out there in the friend zone.
he made
Now he getting married. I'm done.
yeah he made hints like he wanted. Then she put him in the friend zone, and all of a sudden now, and then
I'm
like
done.
at one point he turned on her, and got the belt, and then she got the belt back, and then now he's in love with her all of a sudden. I don't know where that comes from.
Oh my god.
And Tozawa and Tamina Snuka is just totally, really badly manufactured, because there's no way those two are have any kind of chemistry as far as being in love. Like I said, he's from Japan. He probably has a Japanese wife somewhere, for all we know. It would make more sense to actually pair him with Asuka as a love interest. Then because at least you got they could probably talk to each other in Japanese.
Oscar, you could put face or heel. I think Oscar can work both.
Think she's on her way out?
No, she's just injured. She's still injured, so they don't know when
Yeah,
she's
'cause
going
I
to
haven't
be back.
seen her in a
She's
minute.
been injured, but like I said, you never know with her
Sure.
being. She's been off TV for like over 6 months. But like I
Shit,
said,
Oscar's hotter than Alexa Bliss.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure as far as mentally too, and I'm pretty sure Oscar's probably more of a good conversation than like Alexa Bliss too, culturally.
my god.
As far as physical looks, I'm pretty sure people would prefer Alexa, no, because that blonde hair and blue eyes is always
No.
is always the cat's meow. That's what they say anyway. But anyway,
Oscar's
that's it.
way hotter.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not even close. It's not even close. Not even.
cool. Yeah, and
not
Oscar
even
got more
close.
ass than Alexa Bliss too. Hey, so anything else?
No. I'm trying to think of something wrestling related. The only thing I can say is I hope the Usos beats Rated RK Bro, because I just don't like them at all. I don't like the pairing. I hate the pairing. It's annoying. It's not even Randy Orton. It's just Matt Riddle. Just his existence bothers me.
Jeez.
So his existence bothers me. So
I'm ready for them to get rid of those colorful tag team belts anyway.
oh, the fruit roll up. That's what I call them. I call them the fruit roll ups.
I'm ready for
Okay.
Roman to throw away that Universal title in the trash can.
Because if they unify the titles, are they going to make a single title and then just go off from that? Are they going to unify all of the titles? Because their roster is so depleted, and it honestly makes no sense to have separate shows because it's not a lot of people on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like the extra belts, to give people chances that would have never, won a belt. But it's like your roster is so depleted. I mean, y'all running out of things to do.
Next is going to be the women's title, but I wonder how that's going to happen. No, Charlotte's going to win both belts.
Dear Lord, do not put that image in my head. Please do not put that image in my
Yeah,
head.
if anything, I think Charlotte has the most clout still, but that's another story.
Oh my God. Charlotte annoys my soul. That's another one. I'll give her credit. She's great at what she does. She's a better heel than she is a face. She's another one that falls under that. She's a way better heel than she is a face. But I don't want to see two belt Charlotte. Please, no.
No. Well, there's nothing else. I'll go and wrap this up. Y'all cool with that?
No problem.
Yeah, if y'all ain't got nothing else. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I want to thank everybody in the chat for tuning in. This has been a blast, guys. Like I said, I want to send uh, peace and blessings out, and I will see, and we'll see y'all next time. When I guess when our time allows,
You
But
know.
peace and blessings. Have a blessed night. Hashtag for the culture. Assalamu alaikum.
All right, later, y'all.